Hello there, this is another video in which I'm going to show you how we can use Firebug to inspect various elements of a web page and how we can write CSS to do different tasks like setting backgrounds, getting rid of extra space that could be caused by margins and padding, moving things together closer, or creating gaps between two widgets that are probably stuck together. So I am currently using Firefox and I have already installed Firebug, which is a free add-on for Firefox, and we can bring it up by pressing F12, and then we can go to the HTML tab here, and if we go all the way to the top we can see this HTML element, and then below that we have body, and this body element, as you can see, has an ID. Okay, so if we want to write some CSS which is unique to all the pages that use a specific layout, we can target it using this particular ID. So for example, let's say that I copy that, and then I go to CSS tab, I press this little arrow here, and then I select the style.css of the child theme, and I click on source edit. Then I go all the way to the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna just add some comment like so, and I'm gonna paste the CSS ID. Since this is an ID, we got to precede this with a hash, and I can write something like let's say margin at the top is 1. Okay, so as soon as I write the CSS, you can see that the web page shows the change. There is this top margin of 1 EM for this particular body element, and this particular change what we have written will only be applied to all the pages that uses this layout. For example, this is the home page. I'm sorry, this is not the home page, this is the cost savings page. Let's say how it works page also uses the same layout, so when we go to that page, then we don't need to write any extra CSS, and this particular CSS will still hold good because even that particular page will have the same ID for the body element. Okay. Okay, so let's take another task which is to change the background color of this particular top module. Presently it is dark gray. Let's say I want to change that to something else. So the way we do that is we go to HTML tab, and then when you mouse over you can see the corresponding section highlighted on the top portion of the screen. So for example, when I take my mouse over on this particular div, you can see that the entire top module is shown as being highlighted. So if I click on that, you can see that in the right sidebar a particular background 333 is being applied to this class widget bar dark background wrapper. So if you observe, this particular div has a one ID and it has lots of classes. So one of the classes happens to be this widget bar dark background wrapper, and so this div is getting this background because it has this particular class which is as defined in the CSS. So let's say I want to change the background color of this top div, this top module. There are multiple ways that this can be done. Okay, the first method is by using the ID. So I can just grab the ID, I click on that, so the entire ID is selected. I'm simply copying that, and then I can go to CSS tab and then source edit, go all the way to the bottom, paste that, and since this is an ID, I'm going to precede this with a hash, and I can say something like, say, background yellow. So that will turn the entire module's background wrapper to yellow. Now the other method is, let me just delete this. The other method is using a class. One of the classes that this has is the builder module 1 background wrapper. So this is the position based class. The first the topmost div will have builder module 1 background wrapper, and the second div will have builder module 2 background wrapper, and so on. So I can use that class, builder module 1 background wrapper, and since that's a class, I'm gonna put a dot and paste the class of the div, and I can say background yellow. Okay, that will work. Now you might be wondering as to, there are so many classes here, which class do I pick? So the answer is, you need to pick a class which will uniquely identify or uniquely define this div. For example, if you take builder module background wrapper, that is of no good, because every div, every module's background wrapper will have that class. So if you set builder module background wrapper to yellow, background to yellow, that's gonna set every module's background wrapper color to yellow. Okay, so that's gonna change all the module background wrappers background color to yellow, which is not what we want. So you need to pick a class which is unique to that particular div, if the requirement is such that you change only that div, not the other divs. So let's see, builder module background wrapper is not unique, so we're not gonna use that for this exercise. Builder module widget bar background wrapper also is not unique, because every widget bar's background wrapper is gonna have this class. So if you write something, if you apply some CSS to this particular class, builder module widget bar background wrapper, it is going to affect all the widget bar modules background wrappers. Okay, and so okay, this is what we used. Let's just see others. Builder module widget bar 1 background wrapper. It says that this is basically saying the first or the topmost widget bar modules background wrapper. This may work and this will work in this instance, but I don't recommend this, and I usually go by the position based classes, which is builder module 1 background wrapper. And because it is easier to, when you look at the CSS after 7 days or 30 days, if you see something as builder module 1 background wrapper, it is very clear that okay, this is the first module's background wrapper. Versus if you use this ID, there's no way to tell what this thing is. You have to come back to the web page, you got to again open Firebug and then see, and then do stuff like that. Okay, so let's say, okay, now okay, let's make this hello again. And now if you go in, if you click on this div and then you press the right arrow, it's going to expand that div. And inside, when this is hovered or when it is active, you can see on the top portion of the screen that only that particular module is highlighted. Earlier it was the module's background wrapper, now it is the module's outer wrapper. Okay, so now if I want to change the background color of only this particular portion, which is what 1000 pixels wide, okay, then you can again say use this ID, or you can say builder module 1 outer wrapper and set a background for that. Okay, so builder module 1 outer wrapper, let's say I change it to blue. Okay, so as you can see, the topmost is the module's background wrapper. Within that background wrapper is the outer wrapper. Within that outer wrapper, if you expand that, is the actual module. So the module is surrounded by two outer divs. Okay, So now we have set the this particular div's background to blue, and that is what we can see. Now let's say if we set another color to the actual module itself, that is the builder module 1. Okay, so since the builder module 1 div is on top of or is contained within the outer wrapper, the background color that has been set for the outer wrapper will not be visible. It will be kind of, imagine that this is like a layer in Photoshop. On top of this layer we have the inner layer. So whatever is set, whatever background is set for the inner layer will cover up or appear on top of the background which is set for the upper div. So it doesn't matter what background color you give, or what if there is no background for this div, whatever is given for the inside div, will appear. Okay, now let's say the requirement is to create some gap between the top two modules. So let's say, as you can see, the div for the uppermost is this builder module 1 background wrapper, right? So we can basically write here itself saying margin at the bottom is 1 em. So that will create the gap between the first and the second modules. Okay, now let's say the requirement is to change the background of this navigation bar. So you go to HTML tab, and since you know that that is the second module, you just click on the second module's div, and here we can see that a background color is defined, a background gradient is coming, and that is for builder module navigation background wrapper. So I can simply copy that class, go to CSS, click on source edit, paste that, and I can set my own background here. Let's say I want to set some random color, let's say, okay. So now we have changed the background color of the entire navigation entire module's background wrapper, but the reason green is still appearing here is because if you go inside this div, and again if you go inside this, again we go inside, again we go inside, again we go inside, right? So as you can see, each of these list items is a menu item. Within this list item is a anchor element or hyperlink. So this hyperlink is set to block, display block, and it has the background color of this green and the same green gradient. Okay, so since each of these menu items is appearing on top of the navigation bar's background wrapper, the green is appearing here. So if you want to change this background color, we have to click on the A, which is the hyperlink, just copy all the classes over there, and let's say we can say background, so we can change it like that. Okay, so I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Bye.